things happening.
Here he comes. Hey, Dave. Yes, and we have been setting up shop here for the past, about 2 hours now, and you can see there it is, Air Force One coming in to land as he just made it into the state. And we didn't get a whole lot of word here, but it certainly has been active this morning here. We actually got here about 5, or left at Charleston at 5 o'clock, and have been here since then. So right now it looks like, can't tell if you can get a good look at the Air Force One coming across, but to my left here as well, we're still seeing a group of people they brought out here to greet the president, a friends and family invite out actually here as he arrives. So there is a small crowd gathered, and I did see Governor Jim Justice arrive here about 20 minutes ago as well to greet the president as he arrives. And really, Dave, I've been told here that this is, of course, for the luncheon, and he's going to be speaking about several issues that he is, of course, campaigned on. DACA, of course, has been the recent issue, and then yesterday with Vice President Mike Pence staying here as well, it certainly has caused some rifts with a few local politicians. Joe Manchin being called out by the vice president seemingly for voting against what the president's tax bill, which was the big event that he had really campaigned on as well. So a lot going on here. And Dave, I've been told you have a little bit more information of what's going on here as well.
Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Tim. Again, yes, we're at the Greenbrier Valley Airport here in West Virginia this morning. We are looking at Air Force One right now. The president is arriving. He will make his way. He will make his way from
Yeah, Dave, a lot of people out here are excited. It's almost like a intensity in the air now. And the nice thing with the president's activity on Twitter here is that he gave us a little bit of insight to what he's talking about when he arrives here. He's, of course, mentioning planning infrastructure, which, of course, was a big campaign promise as well. And now that the plane has arrived, you can see the crowd is getting a little excited here. Everybody's just kind of amped up, ready to get their first glimpse of the president. He's about just maybe 50 feet or so away from where we're standing even, so very close out here as Air Force One comes to a standstill. Most of the people out on the tarmac are security personnel. I haven't seen a whole lot of politicians or anything like that just yet, and we're just waiting for the president to step out of those doors. It looks like they're going to be bringing up the stairs here momentarily, pulling out the red carpet, and getting everybody off the plane here, Dave. So it's an exciting moment here. Certainly the third trip to West Virginia, as you mentioned, since the president has been elected president. So it's yeah, it's very exciting. And it looks like right now they're going to be taking the press pool and everything off the back of the airplane here, as generally is the case. The president usually the last one off. So looks like just your normal setup so far. Nothing too out of the ordinary here. Dave, so far we haven't seen any here. It was just supporters, but I will say the security here at the airport has been very tight. When we arrived here early this morning, even, we rolled up here about 5 o'clock here this morning. It was pretty much closed off. You got to the road to the airport and then immediately were escorted in, and we were set up there. And, of course, we had everything checked out and that kind of thing. So no protesters, and a very close group of individuals. I'd say there's only about 30 people here that were invited by the president. Only about 30 people here that were invited by the president to be greeted. But you can see now everybody getting off the plane from that very short flight from D.C. It was only about a 35 to 40 minute flight here, as now some of the press being greeted here. But yeah, it's a certainly exciting time for a lot of people, I think, especially the ones that have arrived here. I see Jim Justice now walking along the stairs right there. Yeah, we have a shot of him coming across. He is going to be greeting the president here as well. So not a whole lot of action just yet, Dave, but people are certainly getting excited here.
And speaking of excitement, Nick, there was a lot of excitement back in the summer when President Trump came to the Huntington Civic Center and announced, along with Jim Justice, that Jim Justice was going to switch parties. And of course, some people were upset about that. Some people were very happy to see the governor switch from Democrat to Republican. So now let's take a look. We have a close look right now. The president should be coming out any moment. Nick, are you seeing anything down there?
Nothing too much yet, Dave, but the motorcade has just rolled up. You can see there the limousines ready to, looks like, get the president off to the Greenbrier Resort, which, of course, Jim Justice, a big part of that here in the state of West Virginia. So looks like the red carpet has been rolled out for the president now. This motorcade is pretty intense, Dave. I'm looking now back to the right here, and we have about, looks like 20 or so vehicles ready to roll here as soon as the president gets out of Air Force One. Not sure if he's going to come over to greet any of these people here that are here to see him, but I'm sure you'll hear them once that actually happens. So just kind of waiting now, and that's kind of been the feel this morning. People just anxious almost to see the president as he takes his steps off Air Force One here.
And Nick, talk about security detail. Many times when the president comes to a town across the country, the Secret Service come a couple days in advance and kind of prepare everything to make sure the president's safe. Have you seen many Secret Service in that security detail around you?
Actually, yeah, Dave. When we arrived here, there was several Secret Service members already in place at the airport, but most of them you couldn't see. Now, of course, we were escorted out here by about 4 or 5 members of that security detail before we were even allowed onto the tarmac. We, of course, wanded. All of our equipment was pre-scanned here. They had the bomb-sniffing dogs in. So the level of security is almost just so intense to even think about. And there is the president walking off right there, waving to the crowd. You can hear him. He's walking down the stairs right now as he waves to the group here to support him, and there is the security as well. Looks like he's shaking Jim Justice's hand right now, greeting the governor. Oh, looks like he is going to walk this direction here. Yes, indeed. So he is getting a nice close-up shot here of the president as he makes his way to greet the crowd. You can see the press just almost surrounding him as he makes that walk here. Several members of the national media as he shaking hands right now with those people who waited about 3 hours to see him here this morning with us. Pretty intense scene here. I'm going to move a little bit, see if I can get a better shot of the president here, but I've seen a couple Make America Great Again hats. And this is a pretty intense scene, Dave. I was not expecting the president to actually make his walk over this way.
Yeah, every now and then he surprises the media, and he will actually go toward them, even give a quick interview. Definitely, he loves to shake hands with people.
Yeah, Dave, and the security around him right now is basically shoulder to shoulder, completely surrounding the president. And again, you saw just how intense it was to even get into the airport. So security, obviously, number one concern for the president. The door of the limo is open in case he does need to make a quick exit as well.
Nick, something Shelley Moore Capito told me yesterday. She said that the president truly loves the Mountain State. And that's one of the reasons he decided to come to the GOP retreat along with the vice president. She says he's spoken highly of West Virginia for the past year or two. And it's just a good thing for the state, she said, to see the president here for the third time since he's been in the Oval Office.
You know, Dave, I'm not surprised by that, especially this morning. We had an absolutely beautiful scene when we arrived here. And looks like the president now getting in the limousine. Governor Jim Justice getting in with him, looks like. Yes, so they will be taking off to the Greenbrier here momentarily. Of course, we've been keeping this live coverage here for you throughout the day. And over on social media, we'll be updating the president's visit all day long. Exciting times here down at Greenbrier County.
All right, Nick Patrick, live in Greenbrier County. Nick, we're going to touch back with you in just a few minutes, okay?
All right, sounds good, Dave.
And we're going to take one last look as the presidential limousine pulls away with all of the security details surrounding him on the tarmac there at the airport in Greenbrier County. He will head to the GOP retreat in White Sulphur Springs. All eyes on West Virginia today.